All right, I think we're on. So today we're so excited. We're hanging out with our friend Dimitri out in Cyprus, and we're so excited because we want to just ask him a few questions today because recently he had some amazing success, and basically he within the last 3 weeks, last month, I think he almost broke 10,000 a month in the industry of online. That's amazing. Just using his laptop. So today we want to interview Dimitri, just sort of pick his brain. And this is what we love to do, Roxanne and I, just learn from people that are actually at the pulse of, the online game, the people that are really winning and just really what they're doing to be successful. So just a few things before we start. I just want to maybe just go back a little bit, get Roxanne to ask Dimitri about his history here.
Yes, Dimitri, we want to, tell us a little bit about, your backstory, maybe 2 minutes, when and why you got into online marketing, just so the people that are watching this know your story.
Yeah, well, I got started in online marketing late October 2013. Well, a little backstory before then. I was working nightlife mostly. I had my own bar, and being, late nights and that lifestyle, it really took a toll on my health, and to the point where I lost both my kidneys, and I had to go for a transplant, which the donor was my mother. So she gave life to me twice, as as I say. Um, yeah, and going through that process, I was in and out of hospitals for almost 2 years, and from one hospital to the next, always in hospital beds, checkups, this and that. And yeah, I was just lying on my computers and all day, every single day for a good, almost a good 2 years. Yeah, and I was just watching movies after movies after movies. So I've literally watched every movie there is that you can imagine. And since being on my computer so long, scrolling through my newsfeed on Facebook, I saw an ad. It said work from home. At that stage, I had no other option. I just had major surgery. So I went on that ad, entered a name and email, and here we are today. So that
Wow.
was roughly 3-4 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Powerful.
That's amazing. Thanks for sharing that because a lot of people go through, their own story and why they got in. And so it was actually a Facebook ad that got you here, eh? That's amazing.
Yeah, it was an ad. Back then I had no choice. I was all, I don't like to talk about like all this ugly stuff, but I was
Yeah.
in hospital with stitches and tubes in me for so long that I was like to myself, what am I going to do when I get out of here?
Yeah.
I was quite weak as well at the time. So I was like, all right, let me just try this ad out, see what I can do with it. At first, I was a bit skeptical. I was like, all right, I don't know if this actually works. I was brand new. I didn't even know what an opt-in page was back then. But yeah, it was an ad. I don't remember from who really, but
Yeah.
it was an MLM, I believe. That's where we mostly start off with,
That's right.
online with MLMs. And yeah, I saw some success in there, but nothing life changing.
Yeah. Yeah.
From there, I just moved to e-commerce. I did that for like roughly a year. I struggled a lot. And with
Yeah.
e-commerce, I soon came to understand that, wow, I need to sell thousands of these products to actually make a full-time income. So I was like, I kept on searching, and eventually I came across Invisible Empire, and was the biggest change for
Wow.
my online career.
Well, thanks for sharing that, Dimitri, because I know that a lot of people, including us, we struggle in the beginning in this game. And like we have a lot in common. We started in network marketing too in MLM.
Right.
But what I want to ask you, because there's a certain point in our careers that we go from, amateur to professional for being just a spectator to somebody that, wants to commit. And not right now you're making full-time income. And I believe you told us earlier that you're full-time. What was the defining moment that, that said that made you decide that, what, this is going to be my career. This is going to be something that I want to do full time, that I'm going to start committing to becoming not just an amateur but a professional with online? I mean, there's a point in that what was that? Could you share a little bit about that?
Yeah. The point was my first commission online, my first sale. It
Really?
was
Wow.
it was that point. It was that point where I was like to myself, wow, I'm actually lying in bed and actually made some money. I was like,
Wow.
all right, so I just need to do more of what I'm doing. And that was pretty much, you know, uh, when I realized that, this stuff really works. And as you know, as most people know that are in the field for a long time, this online stuff comes a lot with mindset and personal development as well. So I got into that a lot.
Mm.
Right now, it's one of my biggest things,
Yeah.
and it's really it's all about mindset. Most people have this false idea that you need money to make money,
Wow.
but in reality, from what I've found out, and I used to be the same way as well. It's not anybody's fault if you still believe in that. It's just society, and that's the way we go through life. We go to school. They say go to school, get good grades, go find a
Right.
job. So it's something that's programmed into us, and I believe that to succeed in this industry, 90%, if maybe not more of it, is it's all about mindset. If you think I like a successful person, and if you do the stuff that is necessary, and you read and you immerse yourself into personal development, then there's no way you can go wrong. There's this quote that I like. It's change your mind, change your life. So the more you start to believe in yourself and in personal development and this type of stuff, yes, of course, it's not all about the who stuff. You need to develop skills.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you don't have that mindset, you see, to actually get a skill and to be good at it, it takes time. It takes persistence. It takes failing over and over again. And if you don't have the personal development and the mindset to fail again and again and again, then you'll never reach that point where you'll master a skill. And
Yeah.
that's why most of us, we struggle online for 2 3 years, like I did, like yourself. And it's the people with the strongest mindset that break that barrier. And
Wow.
it's those people that they say we've got a 90% failure rate in the industry and it doesn't work and this. I don't believe in that. This is I believe it's a proven model. It works 100%. So I don't think there's any failure rate in what we're doing. The failure rate comes from, it's a false idea that it's people that quit. It's people that are
Yeah.
really on the verge of stepping over into their breakthrough, but they don't push a little bit more to get there. They stop and then they say, "Oh, it doesn't work."
Yeah.
That's my belief on the industry. And,
Wow.
and yeah,
That's so powerful, Dimitri, because Roxanne and I, our breakthrough also from work is, we call our inner work. Like, if we just work on ourselves,
definitely.
that's that's how we can get the persistence. Because Mark says there's, in within the empire, talked about the soft and hard skills, and
Yes,
I think the soft skills is very, very important. And a lot of people I see that they come into a program that they've become successful very quickly is because they've done a lot of personal development from their previous companies or whatever they've done, and they will have that, and they just need a little bit of skills to
yeah,
get it
definitely,
successful. That's so
definitely.
powerful.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
yeah it is skill based as well. I mean, you can't just go into this thing and push a button here and make it like make thousands of dollars online. What I'm trying to say, I'm not putting soft skills over hard skills. I'm just saying that for you to get those for you to master that hard skill, it takes a lot of failure, and you need to have a strong mindset to fail so many times to
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
powerful.
they both play an equal parts in being successful, and
Yeah.
it's all
I agree.
about pushing through and not quitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's good. Thanks, Dimitri. And you shared earlier with us here as well that you started the Empire just this year, right? Tell us why you're excited. Why you're excited about the Empire? What's the difference between the previous, program that you've done and the Empire?
Well, honestly, I didn't know much about the empire, but
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
one of my main focuses and wants before I joined was to see more of the world and live that lifestyle that we all dream about, because we all dream about this laptop lifestyle,
Yeah.
but there's so many people that are slaves to their laptops, you know.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
True.
and honestly, I'll say the truth, I was for my first 2 to 3 years, because no, as in the beginning, I had no guidance, no one to teach me. I was low on funds, so I could not afford someone to to actually help me go through all this stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah, one of my wants was to travel more,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw the opportunity to travel and work at the same time. So that's one reason why I joined it. Now, once I got in, I was shocked. I've been part of a lot of programs, a lot of communities,
Mhm.
but IE for me is one of the best communities, well, cultures that we say in our group that I've been a part. I've been a part of over 10 groups and communities, and it's just, they're all into the program, they're all into the training, and then later on they move into something else, and they start to, it's a big mess online. Like,
Mhm.
but what I love about it is that everybody's there to help each other. That's what is my largest thing. We've got people in there that are experts that have been in the field for a long time. They do their best to help us earn a full-time income as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the training itself is, I don't want to hype things up, but the training itself is unbelievable. It's actually click by click. They tell you exactly what to click, where to click, and how to get set up within a few hours. I mean,
Yeah.
Mark Hovison, he designed it this way. He even got his 11-year-old son to actually go through the training and everything, to build everything, to see if he could do it, and he did it with ease. So no matter what your experience or skill, whether you a brand new person getting online or you're someone a bit more advanced, the training is there, and it's all great. I mean, they do lives on a daily basis, and they're always trying to increase our capture pages and do things better for us. And
Yeah.
Mark's training, and I don't know, it's just, for me, it's one of the best, if not the best, opportunities that I've ever joined, and I stand behind it 100%.
Yeah.
Just love it.
It's awesome.
And
Thanks.
it's also more action based. The way things are taught. You have your podcast, so it's audio. You've got your live, so you see what you're doing. You've got PDFs, so you can read. So you get to learn in a large, like, you get to learn in many different ways, and that's what, you know it's also action based. It's not just, this is the training, go and do it. This is
Yeah.
how you do it, this is why you do it. There's an explanation behind everything, and
Yeah.
it makes things more clear. So
Wow.
yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that, because we have the same experience. Like we mentioned, we also struggled online. A lot of confusion when we got online, but with the Empire, we've got the step by step that we're looking for. That's
Yeah.
awesome, Dimitri. Thank you so much. Now let's talk a little bit about the 9,000 that you very close. How much was it again? Roughly nine.
It was 9,000 something, 9,000 and couple $100, if I'm not
Very close
mistaken.
to
Yeah.
10K. I know your goal is to break 10K this month. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
so I want to talk to you because I know a lot of people that go online. I was in network marketing. That's my background for a long time, and I struggled with generating leads and people to talk to. Right. So where did you find these buyers? Was it from friends, family? Did you actively prospect people in Facebook? How did you find your buyers?
Well, my recent 9K was all from Facebook ads. That's the
Really?
main marketing strategy that I use. Just placing little ads on Facebook, and it's a
So,
process. Yeah.
They're all like
so you're telling me they're all
strangers.
complete strangers. You don't know these people, and it was just an ad on Facebook that you did that.
Um, Last month, my 9K out of the ads, um, eight. Hold on, it was nine. $7,000 came from ads, and
Wow.
then two people I've never met before in my life, but I've known them from online. So they've been on my list for a while, and I sent emails out, and they saw what I'm up to, and that's how I got those two. So yeah.
It's amazing.
That's very powerful because a lot of people are, myself included. That's why I went online because I ran out of people to talk to, and I just want a sustainable way so that we could reach out to people that we don't know. So that's really really powerful. So I want to dive into that a little bit. So were you using video ads, Facebook ads? Was it complicated when you made that ad? Like how does that work?
Well, I'm using really a story ad. Well,
Okay.
I've tried story ads. They did okay for me. My recent success came from an ad that is just me on a boat with a girl,
Okay.
and it's just a picture, and
Yeah.
it's only around 3 to 4 lines. So these
Wow.
short ads for me are doing much better at the moment.
Hmm.
And recent campaign was around just under just under $500, let's say, and it generated me through Facebook ads roughly 7,000 something, back from $500. Now, some people might say, well, geez, Dimitri, I don't have $500 to spend a month. Well, neither did I. I started off with $5. I moved up to 10, 15, and just you move up and you scale as you go. So, but besides the point, hey Dave, if I told you, hey, listen, you give me, $500, and then in a month time I'll give you back
Yeah.
7, 10,000, would you take the deal?
Really.
I'm sure you would. So
Yeah.
it's just that type of mindset. All right, obviously you're not going to go in, start with your ad, and then going to make your profits right away. You have to place a couple of ads. It's like we spoke about before. It's all about
Mhm.
that skill. The more ads you place, the better you become at placing those ads and finding your audience and your message and all that stuff. So at the moment, I think I've got that down. Now, next step, which we are learning from the Empire as well, is how to scale something that works.
Yeah.
So I'm into that process at the moment, and pretty much
That's
that's about it. It's just an ad, a picture, 3 lines, and
Wow.
the process. Yeah, they just go through the process. They enter a name and email, watch a presentation. If they like what they see, they go through an application form. We ask them a couple of questions. Um, then we get on a Skype call or a Zoom call like this. If they have any questions, like other stuff that someone might ask, is this good for me? Is it going to work for me? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? A few simple stuff. If they want to go ahead with it, they join. We add them to the group, and it's really a simple process. But what I like about the process, what I like about IE, is that we're not just getting a whole bunch of leads into our email autoresponder that don't do anything. leads or leads, applications are applications. I say that applications are the new leads. So
Mm.
it's a very targeted process that someone goes through. So I'm not cold calling all these leads that I'm getting, like 10 leads a day or something. I'm not calling 10 people a day. I'm only speaking to maybe one, two people a week. And those are the applications that I'm getting. These people have requested for me to call them back.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So, and that's what I like about it. They very highly targeted people
Mm-hmm.
that are interested in what I have to sell, what we have to offer, and they just want to get on the phone call. Some people are like, I just wanted to speak to you to see if you're a real person. They had no questions. They just called me up and
Yeah,
told
yeah.
me, I just want to see if you're a real person. And they bought within 15 minutes. So
Wow.
I made a 3,000 com within 15 minutes of talking on the phone with
That's
someone. And
Really, really
that's really
powerful.
good.
this is what I love about it. Yeah.
That's amazing. You know, people, before we got into the Empire too, we dreamed of this type of system where, you
Yeah.
know, we're just relaxing. Yeah, we're relaxing, and all of a sudden you get an application. It's like, wow, you know, you want to talk to us.
Yeah.
But you know, I wanted to ask you that because some people might think that you have to do a lot of videos, a lot of blogging, a lot of this stuff. But I love what you shared, where you just post one ad, which you did one time, and that was the result of getting the 7,000. That's so powerful. Thanks for
Mhm.
sharing that, Dimitri. Because
Yeah. I mean, to do the ad, all right, to actually learn it all and go through the process is going to take you maybe, I don't know, it all depends. But to actually place your ad, it takes me less than half an hour to do an ad and get the copy and link everything up. So if you say that half an hour, it's not half an hour every time I need to do it. You know, I just invested half an hour of my time, and that ad is going to be working for me, and I'm going to have that ad going until it just doesn't work anymore.
mm,
Because to tell the truth, you're not going to place one ad and it's going to keep on going forever. Okay, it's always
yeah,
about learning and tweaking and doing more ads. So as long as the ad is working for me, which is working very well,
mm,
that's all the work that is required, really.
wow,
Yeah.
that's powerful. Well, you know, thanks for sharing it, Dimitri. We're very excited because I know that this is just the beginning for you. You know, the people that are watching us, they could be, you know, looking into online marketing. Maybe like us, we struggled for a long time. They're about to break through. If there was top three things that you could share as far as a daily method operation, maybe three tips you could share, what would be those three things that will move them closer to their breakthrough or to their success online?
Well, first, you need to understand that reading is a very important part of this whole thing.
Yeah.
I never used to be a reader at all. I've actually forced myself to buy into this program that costs me roughly $100 a month just to get two books. So I can buy those two books for less than $10 each. But I know that I'm not going to read them because
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not my thing. So one way to push me to go through this. Now, if you like reading, that's awesome.
Mhm.
One way for me to do this thing, this is why I joined it, because I'm forced now to actually, not that I don't want to learn, I do want to learn. It's just that I do so many other things instead of taking that book out and reading. So one big part of it is always learning something. You will never, ever say to yourself, I know everything, I'm done, I'm good to go. I'm always learning and I invest in books. Another big thing for me is podcasts. Um, I've been listening to podcasts for the last 3, 4 years, every day, 2 times a day. I haven't skipped a single day. And first thing I do in the morning is listen to podcast, and the last thing I do at night is listen to a podcast.
Wow.
I want to get up in the morning, get in that frame of mind, and when I go to bed, I want that to be the last thing I think about. So definitely podcast, personal development stuff is very key, and that's my start. Now, Next, I go through my ads. I check my numbers. You need to know your numbers.
Wow.
If you don't like numbers, once you start generating commissions, you'll start to love to read these numbers. All right, you'll love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And next thing I do is I go through my email list, see if I have any incoming emails, reply. I send out my emails,
Yeah.
and then I go onto social media and follow up.
Wow.
I do it aggressively, actually.
Mm.
Maybe too aggressively, but at the end of the day, I realize people need a push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you just tell them, okay, think about it, whatever, people just are so busy in their lives that you speak to them, the next thing it's in the one ear, out the other. So
Wow.
I reach out, I email every day, sometimes even 2 times a day. And
Wow.
yeah, that's what I do on a daily basis, really.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let me summarize that. So you do personal development, podcast twice a day. You check your numbers, very important. I used to have a mentor that says, I don't know how the comp plan works, but I know how to count my money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And number three, follow up. Wow,
Yeah.
that's so powerful. And you do social media follow up and emails every day. That's really, really
Yeah,
powerful.
email every day, and the reason why I use Facebook as well to find these prospects and to chat with them is because end of the day, email open rates are low. Well,
Mm,
Mm,
low, considerably low.
mm.
I'm trying to get into SMSing a lot now
Yeah,
because when you get an email, sometimes because people get so many emails, that email gets lost.
yeah,
Most
mm,
yeah.
people don't even have time to open that email up.
yeah,
But how many times have you ignored an SMS? Every
Mm,
yeah.
time you get
yeah.
an SMS, you're going to open it, right? So I'm moving into that space as well.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean,
Wow.
that's
Thanks,
why that's
Dimitri.
why I really do it. It's just you need to get in front of your prospects as much as you can.
Yeah.
Mm,
I'm not talking about hard selling and pitching and this type of stuff. It's just always be in front of them, especially on Facebook. If you see a post of theirs, like it, say something. Don't be fake about it. But if you like it, then say something about it. Make a comment.
Hmm.
Most people believe that because engagement is so low on Facebook that no one sees our posts, but everybody's watching.
that's
Yeah.
I
true. I agree.
I know they're watching because I've done an experiment as well. So my last holiday, maybe if you've seen the pictures, my friend has a baby, and I went down there to go and see her and the baby, right?
Mm,
So I took a lot of images and pictures, and I have them on my Facebook. Now, the engagement on those pictures are huge. I got like 100 likes,
yeah,
shares,
yeah, yeah.
comments. Everybody likes baby pictures, right? But then when you're posting some sort of value, your engagement rate goes down. So it's for some reason people don't like that stuff. You give out free information, free value, they just ignore it for some reason, but that doesn't mean that they don't see it. So
That's right.
be
I agree.
consistent. Consistency is key in this field.
Mm,
That's another big takeaway for sure. Without
Wow.
that, without that, you don't have. Without that, you have a hobby, not
mm.
something that's real, a business. So yeah,
Wow.
Hmm. Wow. We're learning a lot here, Dimitri. Thanks so much.
We can go
thanks so
for
much.
we could go on for hours. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
we thank you
definitely.
for your time. And just for the last question,
Final message.
final message, because I know there's a lot of people that gonna be watching this. Maybe talk to someone that's struggling right now or looking to get into online business or currently on online business right now. Maybe what can you tell them?
What can I tell them? Well, um, you're struggling because you don't have the correct mindset. Firstly,
Mm,
Mhm.
that's a big thing for me. Might not be the same case for everybody, but if you're just out there looking to make your first dollar, and you're pushing and you're pushing and you're pushing for that, you will be struggling. Now, you need to get a mentor. Firstly,
Mm.
you need some guidance. Everybody needs a mentor. Seven-figure earners, eight-figure earners, people that are making millions and millions of dollars online, even they have mentors. So
Wow.
you don't know what you don't know, right? So
Mm.
it definitely, you need someone that's been there, that is actually taking action and doing the stuff, like yourself, Dave, Roxanne, like other people in our group.
Mhm.
Another fact is, you need to be consistent. You don't have to be on your computer 16 hours a day. It's better to be on your computer 1 to 2 hours a day every single day than be on your
Mm,
computer for 10 hours 2 3 times a week.
mm,
Yeah.
And it's all about the basics. People they they want to do things, then everybody thinks they know better. All right.
Mm.
I used Okay, I had success as well before I joined IE. And I also believe that, you know, I've had success before. Let me just do what I'm doing. But it's key to follow instructions from people that are actually doing it. So okay, I'm going on and on about this now, but what I'm trying to say is that get involved in a community, in a culture where people are passionate about what they're doing.
Mm.
Think to yourselves, if you're in a program that you're struggling with, and it's something that you don't really like, you're just doing it for the money, then all right, you're going to have some issues there as well. Now, we all start online because of the money. No one
mm,
is, I believe, no one is passionate about online stuff. No one's like, I'm passionate about online, I'm going to go online and I'm going to do it. I believe that most of us, the majority of us, we go online to make money. But you know, if you dig into the training and into self development, and all that type of stuff, it starts to become a passion.
Mm.
Now, you will get you will get to learn this stuff, and it will become a passion for you. I.e., it's not just an opportunity to make money online. The training inside there is awesome, and no matter what opportunity you're in, even if you love your product, you love your company, and you're not succeeding, there are some certain skills that you are lacking. And
Mm.
I believe, with full confidence, I stand behind it, as I said, 100%, that
Yeah.
Invisible Empire and the training and mentoring that comes from the leaders in there is incredible.
Wow.
And yeah, it's just find a person that you can connect with. See, another thing that I don't really like about this industry is people are, I'm gonna go join this guru just because he's a guru. Meanwhile, they haven't even spoken to them or know anything about them. Not there's anything wrong with gurus. If you know gurus and you know them, then join them. Yes, for sure. Like myself as well. I joined IE with a mentor of mine for years now.
Mm.
It doesn't mean that I joined IE just because she's made millions online. It's just that I know her for a very long time. We've communicated
mhm.
on a Skype call, social media, and it's a person that I liked. And I don't know what else to
Yeah, I
say
know.
about
That
that.
was
It's
that
just
was sufficient. I mean, yeah, I love what you said that you gotta find someone that has been there. It's in the pulse of the community, and just like yourself, if you want to make 9,000 or 10,000, you don't want to learn from someone that's not even barely making 1,000. You want to go to someone that has the results that you want. And you talked about relationships as well. It's about relationship. It's not just finding a guru that you don't even know, right? So
Mhm.
I think you've shared a lot, Dimitri. That was really amazing value. I know the people that's gonna watch this, they're just gonna
Powerful stuff.
be blown away.
That's
So
awesome, man. Thanks for the invite as well.
yeah, we're excited. We loved hanging out with you, and maybe one day we can visit you out there in Cyprus.
Yeah, why not? Maybe at our next live event as well.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Are you coming out to at the next event in the US?
Well, I'm gonna be doing my best.
Yeah.
I'm 35 hours away flight, so
Wow.
it's gonna be a bit of a mission, but
Yeah.
I am looking forward to it. I want to meet everybody there. I want
Yeah.
to meet all you guys,
Yeah.
because I already feel that we are family, and that's just between, and that's just within a small little group on Facebook. I mean,
That's right.
yeah, imagine, yeah, I've never been to the States before either, so it's something that I would love to do, definitely.
Awesome. Yeah, we're excited. If we see you there, definitely take photos and maybe we'll do more interviews.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dimitri. We'll chat again. And this has been fun, right?
Yes, yes.
Awesome.
Awesome,
We
great
learned a lot
stuff.
so much from you, Dimitri. We appreciate your time here. Thanks so much.
See you
Thank you very
then.
much. Take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye.